All right, Gen 1 Sequoia evap core video. I didn't see a good one, so I'm gonna try and make one. But basically, first you pinch the glove box to get that down out of the way. And then you're gonna wanna remove your center console. I already popped them loose, but first you just get back here to pop this out. Just a few clips there, it's just held in by pressure. And then same thing here, you go and pop this out. And then again, now this right here just pops up as well. And you can take that out. And then that will reveal your two 10 mil bolts there and two 10 mil bolts there, along with this clip on either side to remove the console. Also in the bottom of here, there are two more 10 mil bolts at the bottom to get this whole thing out. And here are those two screws for the bottom of the center console, right? And then there's the screws there and the screws there. Now this whole thing moves back. I just picked it up and moved it back to here. Here's your connectors for the cigarette lighters. The connector for the rear HVAC panel has to be disconnected. And if you are equipped with heated seats, those have to be disconnected too. This car is not equipped with them, but it still has the connectors, so interesting. But anyways, now you have bolts here that are visible. You have to remove this panel here, which is there's bolt there, bolt there, bolt there, and another one down there. And this comes out, and then this whole thing can come out after you get these as well. All right, now after taking out all four of these bolts, this just slides forward on some clips. You can leave it there out of the way. And then there's one screw here and one screw here, Phillips, to get this entire thing out of your way. And with that out of the way, well, I guess there's no screws I need to get to back there. All right, maybe you don't need to do that. Find out here in a second. But got that screw removed, and these two here, and then we'll see what we're dealing with. All right, now these four bolts, right? This just comes off, it slides forward with these clips here. And then there's an 8 mil screw here. There's your screw down here. There's secret 8 mils up here, along with your 10 mils down here. Another 8 mil right there. There's a 10 mil right here, and a Phillips right here. And once you get all of that, this lower fascia will come down. That doesn't, I guess that doesn't close anymore because that's up there. You can just disconnect that. But basically now you're in here. Sorry, I'm still trying to get this undone. I don't know much of how to edit, so I'm trying to do this in as little takes as possible. So you get that down out of the way, and then this little fascia here just kind of comes out. If you see how that goes there, that's for your defog. Set that out of the way. Now here's your box. I'm doing this to chase a mildewy smell that's getting into the car because these have no cabin air filter. And I had taken off these two screws of the resistor to look in there, and it's just filled with dirt. But anywho, back here, you have a screw there, another one on the bottom, and another down there on that corner, and that one right there. And of course you have to also unplug. You press on the side here, press this little button, and you can unplug your resistor. Now we're gonna go under the hood. I already evac'd all the Freon out of here. You have to evacuate your Freon to do this. But I already did that. There's a special tool to unclip the lines. I'm gonna do that next, undo this box and take it out. Now anyways, for these clips here, I had to buy this tool to go in there and push them, and then I got a screwdriver, very tiny flathead between that gap right there, you can see, and I spread them apart in order to get these off. Oops. So there's that. Now you can get the lines slid out. All right, now with under the hood done, you also have to disconnect this connector here. You just pinch that little guy right there on the side and it comes out. And again, the 4 bolts, you can wiggle this whole box and get it to come loose. There you go. There she is. And sure enough, that's why my car smells the way it does. All that buildup in there. Look at all that. All that. So that's why I'm replacing my evap core, to get all that out of there. And again, when you take this coil out, you can see in here, I saw a video on how to clean this in here with a brush stuck through this hole, and that's just not gonna work for me, especially with all that down there. It's so hard for this car to drain. And the expansion valve is in there too. All right, now for this box, you got a set of screws all the way around. They're all Phillips. You have to slide this off. You have to get a little razor and cut at the seams, this molding, so that it can open. And then the top of your box will come off so that you can get the evap core out. Of course, you can clean yours. I'm choosing to replace mine. That just comes out. That is interesting. There you go. There's my core in all of its glory, and that's again why it smelled so bad every single time I turn this thing on. Yeah, that's just fantastic. And it's all wet. Yeah, horrible. And the bottom of here, of course, looks like you have to keep and reuse that. I'm going to go clean all this like it should be, because again, that's part of my smell too. And all that is not draining down out of that hole like it should. So I'm gonna go clean this out really good, get the new evap core in. Also, I recommend doing the expansion valve while you're in here, just because you would have to take all this apart again down to here to replace that if you need to in the future. So while you're here, just replace it. So yeah, I'm gonna go clean this, get it back together, and then we'll do reinstallation. You have to swap over this too. All right, so we got the new expansion valve and swapped over this piece. It's just these two screws. This one was very rusty and hard to get out. I had to wire wheel it to get it to go back in. But anyways, regardless, this just sits back down in here. Anyways, in here, this wire goes through this little slit right here. There's a hole for it. You put back all your screws. You put back this clip right here. And you slide this back on. This is the rubber seal for the firewall. And there you get that all back on. Now this is ready to go back into the car, nice and clean. I took it out and I wiped everything. Recommend that doing that with all of it, like while you have the center console out and the glove box out. Might as well clean it. But anyways, going back over into the vehicle. You can see what we got here. Move all that out of the way. Actually, while I'm here, hold on. I was seeing if anything else needed to be cleaned while we're here, but all this looks good. And the evap core caught all the dirt to save it. Well. Oh no, it's just crumbling. Well, it looks like there's no other dirt to worry about. And this is all brand new and clean now. I'm gonna try and get this in with one hand, which is not going to go well. Anyways, I got it in. I'll just let that stay there. Going to make sure that these are lining up. And it fell back in. Whatever. I just want to make sure everything's lining up, because those metal lines do not have much play under the hood for lining it up. They're not very forgiving. Let's go ahead and start one of these screws here. All right, so I got both lines connected. It was actually a struggle to do it. I had to undo this bolt to put slack in these lines to push them in and get the clips on. So now you have to vacuum the system for an hour. So I have that vacuuming while I'm assembling everything here. I already got these 4 bolts in, right? And now you just plug back in the 2 connections on the box. Also, the phone will randomly stop recording, so I'm not sure what you heard. But the little sensor in there pinches through right here, and it has to clip into the 2 fins, because that's how the car knows what temperature the AC is putting out to react accordingly. Anyways, now that we have this here, you can plug back in the glove box LED without accidentally moving up the seat while sitting here. You can see these clips go straight up, and those go straight up as well. So you kind of have to finesse this in there. Again, it's hard to do this while recording, but basically just line up that there, finesse this under to slide it up. And again, it's not as hard as I'm making it look. It's just hard because I'm also holding this to try and show you guys. I'm gonna line it up off camera, I guess. All right, so I'll show y'all what I did. One, this little part behind where the cup holder slides in and out of needs to go around that piece of metal. It's really hard to line up. I undid these 2 screws right here. You get them in the top of the vents. And then this all comes out, unplugs. And that will take off some of the structural integrity of this, so you can pull it forward just that little bit, and that will let you get your clips into place. So that was hard to line up, and then making sure these line up on this side. So this was kind of, it came out so easy, so it was quite the challenge to get it back in. See, there you go. There you go. This side's all in. This clip is lined up. Both these clips need to line up here. It's turning into a hassle. And again, trying to do this all one-handed so I can show y'all. Get that to line up. I got this one to line up. That piece slides up into its little home there too, and then that bolt lines up. So I'm gonna finesse with this to get this lined up, but besides that, it's about done here, and then we just need to put back in all our bolts. All right, there we go. Got the lower fascia all lined up. Now I'm gonna assemble everything else. Anyways, once you got this lined up, you got 10 mil, an 8 mil, 8 mil, 10 mil, a Phillips right here, a 10 mil right here, a 10 that goes right here, and a 8 that goes right here, and then your 2 Phillips, which I only had to take this out for reassembly. So once that's all in, there's also, I don't actually remember doing anything right there. Also, what is this? I don't know what that is. Anyways, like I said, you get all these bolts in, and then get that one in. And then this has these tabs. It will line up and lock in here. All right, there you go. And then you got your 4 bolts to put this back on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then your center console can go back together. You can move this back up. The lower section back up as well. They just lock together real easy. I'm sure it'll be much smoother because you have 2 hands. That all goes together, locks into place. Remember to plug in your cigarette lighters back here, and also plug in the main center wire right here. And forgetting this piece like I did, it just goes in there. Put it on that side first, way too far, slide it in just like that. Baba booey. That's about it. I still have not put in these 4 screws over here and these 2 screws right here, but that's all you need to finish the job there. After it's done evacing the AC system for an hour, we can fill it with Freon and it's all good to go.